because I mean it's the place for the exchange of nothing. That is very nihilism. I am not, because on the first part, because I describe that, I take a distance from that, of course, and the form in the discourse, it's not only an analytic discourse, it's not only, it's a form. The theoretical discourse also is a form, and the form is never pessimistic or optimistic. A form is a form, and even if you say the worst thing, the most pessimistic things, when you say that in a good form, it's, I would say, it's tonic, it's energetic, the salvation is in the form, not in the content. The content may be pessimistic, nihilistic, and so on, but the form, if it succeeds, is never pessimistic. It's a transfiguration of a content in the form. You do that in the writing. When you do not that, it's nothing. It's at no value. It's always a challenge between content and form, and that's the difference between a rational discourse, a discursive discourse, and a very theoretical approach. And the form is something very different than the content. And I, for my part, said the most nihilistic things, yeah. But the solution, that's no solution, but the resolution of this pessimistic content is in a not optimistic but very glorious form. It will be so. It will be so. And then the writing is not an innocent acting. It's a very transmutation of the content. That's why language is something very singular. So language is a singularity, and it's always more than what it signifies. And you must take in account this transfiguration of language. And then it's always a challenge. And you describe the system, the most we say, it's an apocalyptic or catastrophic system, but you can do that in a form that is not at all apocalyptic. That's very maybe singular. The form can contain and retain the singularity in the same time as it says something that is not singularity, but it describes the non-singularity. But the form must remain singular, and there is always a play, a game, a duel, and challenge between words.
Yeah, this kind of answers also to questions have here, or concerns. What happened in a world, simulated world, where we have freedom from radical uncertainty? Is there still a need for questions? And after the orgy, do we still need to ask questions? What kind of questions would this be? And your answer, if I understood you right, is in terms of content, it doesn't matter, but the form can help you.
It's very dangerous to say that, but it's in a need for these questions.
I know. But okay, no, what you say is maybe your questions may not matter, but that you ask them at least, that you use the form of questioning. Auch Fragen, das Fragen selbst nicht bleibt. Es ist nicht die Antwort auf die Antwort.
You take the example of the orgy, and I remember this phrase, what are you doing after the orgy? And that is a question. That is a question.
Right.
And in itself, it is a question.
Very
It is
powerful
no answer. The seduction, the paradox, the challenge is in the question itself. And
Yes.
what are you doing after the orgy? But the presuppose is that the orgy is over. Is that we are at the end of the orgy or beyond the orgy. And the orgy as a model for total liberation, total integration of... then, after that, after the orgy, there is no more the question of freedom, of liberation, and so on. That's all achieved. The achievement is total. We are all liberated. The liberation is total. Liberation of needs, of language, of sex, and so on. But what to do after that? What are we doing? Yes, but maybe it needs no answer to this question. I don't know. Maybe it's another perspective, no more a finality. The orgy was an acting out of all finalities. It was the modernity tends to liberation of all things. That is, we reached this point, and it is a vanishing point. And the vanishing point is very interesting because after that we don't know exactly what we are. No, but it is not very dangerous to not know what we are, to not know what we will, what we want, and so on. That was the categories of the man, of enlightened man, of modern man. But we are beyond that, and maybe it's a chance. We are free from freedom, and we are free for liberation, and that's over. And maybe it's another chance. Not for a new servitude, not necessarily, but maybe. We don't know it. Maybe
it's an openness.
Maybe there are other unknown models of servitude, and we cannot have a radical judgment, a radical moral judgment about these alternatives. We don't know what is it.
Also it is not so that we, like one question asked here, just changing one set of truths for another. Sie fragt, ob man einfach nur die Einwahrheiten durch andere austauscht, zum Beispiel die Wahrheit der Illusion.
But the illusion is not... I mean, we are changing our system of values. We are changing all our identities, our partners, our illusion, and so on. Changing is something that is our specific schema of life, and we are obliged to change. But changing is something else than becoming. Because changing and becoming is something different. We are in a changing time. We are in the time where changing is the law, is moral law of all individuals. But in the changing is not becoming. We can change everything. We can change ourselves. But in this time, we doesn't become anything. That it was an opposition that is by Nietzsche. He spoke about the opposition between changing. It was the epoch, the era of chameleons. We are in a chameleonesque period. We can change anything, but we become nothing. We are not able to become nothing. That is, and that is a very challenging of becoming, and we are not able anymore. By an excess of changing, of potential changing, any possibility is there.